Welcome back. Today we're going to work on topic 2, unit 5, rounding. Find your reteaching page in either your workbook or in the packet of information that we sent home with you for unit 1, weeks 1 through 3. Go ahead and pause this video if you need time to find your work. And then go ahead and restart the video by pushing play to continue. I'm going to read this to you. Please read along with me. You can use place value to round to the nearest 10 or 100. Find the rounding place. If the digit in the ones or tens place is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, then round to the next number or the next greater number. If the digit is less than 5, do not change the digit in the rounding place. So remember, we are looking at two numbers. We are looking at the number that is in the rounding place, and that is when we round to the tens or to the nearest hundreds. And then we are looking at the number directly to its right. I found a poem, and I'm going to read it to you, and hopefully this will help you remember the rules. Rounding rules. Find the number, look right next door, 5 or more, raise the score, 4 or less, let it rest. I'll have a copy of that on the slide in 2.5. So let's look at rounding 17 to the nearest 10. Well, the round place is the 1 or on the tens place. And what do? Remember the rhyme. We look right next door. To the right, we're going to look at the 7. If it's 5 or more, raise the score. 7 is 5 or more, so we're going to raise the score or raise the tens to a 2 and make the 7 a 0, and our answer is 20. It's pretty simple. Then I want you to explain, and here it is. 7 is in the ones place. Round to the next greater 10. The next one, round 153 to the nearest 10. Again, our rounds number is in the tens place. It is a 5. We're going to look next door to its right. That number is 0. 0. That's 4 or below. What do? I remember I keep the 5 the same, and it becomes 150. And the explanation is because 3 is in the ones place and 3 is less than 5, the digit in the tens place does not change. And the last example, round 575 to the nearest 6. Round 575 to the nearest 100. The hundreds place, we're going to look at the 5. That's what's going to change or stay the same. And to do that, we are going to look to the number directly to its right, which is the 7. 7 is 5 or more, raise the score. So that 7 changes the 5 to a 6, and everything else becomes 0. And that's how you get your answer of 600. Because the 7 is in the tens place, is 5 or greater. Round to the next greater 100. Let's do number 1. Round 63 to the nearest 10. So our round number is in the tens place. That's the 6. Which number do we use to round? That's right. You're going to use the 3 to round. and you're going to ask yourself the question: 5 or above, 5 or more, however you want to remember it, 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. If you don't remember, you can go back up here. It'll give you a hint. Go ahead and pause the video, do your work, and then come back on and check. Because the number in the ones place is a 3, that is 4 or below. That makes the 6 stay its same, and all other numbers are 0. Your answer is 60. Make sure to write your explanation of why that is happening. Numbers 2 through 5 will be rounded to the nearest 10. Go ahead and pause the video and finish all 4 of those numbers. Okay, 58 rounded to the nearest 10. 5 is in the tens place. 8 is 5 or more, making the 5 a 6 and the 8 becomes 0. 7 is in the tens place. We look at the 1. 1 is 4 or less, so we let that 7 rest, and all other numbers become a 0. 2 is in the tens place, so we look to the right, look next door. The 7 is 5 or more. Raise the score. The 9 wasn't ever involved. The 2 gets raised. We're raising the score. And all other numbers stay 0. 3,121. The 2 is in the tens place, and we're going to look to the right next door. 1 is 4 or less, so the 2, we let it rest. The 3 stays the same, the 1 in the hundreds stays the same, the 2 stays the same, and all other numbers become 0. Our next step is to look at rounding each number to the nearest 100. Remember the hundreds place. Think of your place value chart. If you can't remember, you can always write it off to the side. Hundreds, tens, and ones. It's okay to write extra work on your worksheets. Go ahead and pause the video and then come back after you finish number 6, 7, 8, and 9. The nearest 100, the rounding spot, is the 5. The neighbor to its right is a 7. 7 is 5 or more, so raise the score. The 5 becomes 6, and all other numbers are 0. Which number on 820 is in the 100 spot? You're correct, the 8. So we look at the number to its right, and it is 2. And the 2 is 4 or less, so the 8 gets to rest, and all numbers become 0. 2,345. Well, that makes it easy because you said 300. The 3 is in the hundreds place. Look at its neighbor to the right, which is 4. 4 is 4 or less, so the 3 gets to rest. Oh, do I start with the 3? Nope, everything to the left stays the same, but everything to the right of the 3 gets to be 0. 8,750. The 7 is in the hundreds place. Look to the neighbor on the right. 5 and more. Raise the score. 8,000. The 7 becomes 8, and all other numbers are 0. On number 10, go ahead and write a complete sentence using proper punctuation